Christian Wilkins seen back in a walking boot. Daniel Carlson on the verge of getting a contract extension, and Brock Bowers rated top 25 under 25. Yo, what is up, Raidernation? It's your boy Samoa Raider back at it again with another video. If this is the very first time you guys come across the channel and you love Raiders content, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Now, I know that there hasn't been a lot of news circulating as of late, but you know, there's still going to be some content that I'm going to be dropping pretty soon. I know the Raiders are taking a little bit of a break right now until next month, training camp, but until then, man, we got some news that came out probably just yesterday and even today. First thing being first, though, is Christian Wilkins. Of course, we know that we've been missing Christian Wilkins for training camp, OTAs, and all that. It's been up in the air whether or not he's going to be returning to the team pretty soon, but I don't know. It seems a little bit challenging right now to see whether or not he's going to be returning, but it wasn't a good sign when a photo was taken at Kyle Van Noy's golf charity, and Wilkins seemed to be placed back into a walking boot. Now, this is the same foot where he suffered a Jones fracture last October in week 5 that prematurely ended his season. With training camp set to begin on July 22nd, it has become more questionable if we will see Wilkins suit up on time this season. Now, this is a little bit concerning because Christian Wilkins, of course, just last year just got a huge, massive contract to sign with the Raiders on a 4-year, $110 million deal, making him the second highest paid defensive tackle in the league. But just the fact that he only played 5 games last year and missed the rest of the season, and then to go into this offseason still with the walking boot on and off, and just questions up in the air, it just really is concerning to me. Of course, we had a lot of expectations for Christian Wilkins, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that he doesn't turn into the next Raider player that just comes over here, gets a big deal, and just barely plays for the Raiders. And I know it's out of his control because he's injured, but we've seen this story before, and I know Christian Wilkins could be a huge help to this defensive line, especially in the defensive tackle room. And if we're able to get him for this season with the defensive line that we already do have, I do believe that this defense will be A1. Now, Pete Carroll was asked just weeks ago about Christian Wilkins' status, and he simply said that the whole process has been challenging.
Where's Christian Wilkins at in his recovery process?
Yeah, this has been a difficult recovery, and he's done everything he needs to do. He's been here every day. He's here early, working hard. But we're still working it, and he's not ready to get back out. And you know, we're in the midst of a long, challenging process here. So, fortunately, there's a lot of time, and we're going to take every bit of it. We've really tried to be really diligent about the way we've worked it and the way we've monitored it and all of that. And he's been on board the whole time. So, but it has been challenging.
Now, of course, that's not what we really want to hear, but it is what it is. We're just going to have to wait and see how everything pans out. And I do hope that he comes back and he's ready to go. Now, you look at last season, what he was able to provide for us in just 5 games. He had 17 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 6 quarterback hits, and 2 sacks. Now, even though he did miss the rest of the season last year, we did have some other players step up on the team. Of course, Adam Butler was one main guy that showed out. And then Maus Jonah-Laulu stepped in and showed out as well. And those are going to be some guys to really look out for this season if Christian Wilkins isn't ready to go come August. And then on top of that, you got other players that we drafted like JJ Pegues and Tonka Hemingway. And then you can't also forget Tyree Wilson. That's going to be the main guy that's going to be replacing Christian Wilkins in the starting role. But with the possibility of Wilkins being out, I do have a little bit of confidence in the defensive line right now with the players that we do have and stepping up and taking over. Like I said, Jonah-Laulu, Adam Butler did a pretty solid job last year. Tyree Wilson is a guy that could possibly step up and break out this year. But with the addition of the 2 rookies that we did add and then Leki Fotu, we do at least have some depth at the position. Now, there are 3 names to look out for according to Just Blog Baby. They posted 3 names that the Raiders could possibly go out and sign, some veterans that could come in and at least fill in the Christian Wilkins position. Not saying that they'll come over here and start right away, but at least add more depth to the position of need. The first name being Austin Johnson. Now, Johnson has mostly been a rotational defensive line in his 9-year career, including with the Bills last season. However, he was a full-time starter with the Chargers in 2023 and had his best season in 2021 with the Giants under current Raiders defensive coordinator Patrick Graham, posting career highs in sacks, tackles, and snaps. Because of his familiarity with Graham and proven success in that system, Johnson could be a smart option to help replace Christian Wilkins with coaching chemistry, playing a key role in the decision. Now, the second name that they did bring up was Linval Joseph. Now, Joseph, at 36 years old, is past his prime, but was still effective in a limited role for the Cowboys last season. He recorded 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and earned a strong 77.5 PFF pass rush grade, which would have ranked 12th amongst defensive tackles if he had enough snaps. While his best years is behind him, he still could contribute in a rotational role, making him a potential short-term fit for the Raiders as they look to fill the gap left by Christian Wilkins. And the third and final name that they did bring up was Quinton Jefferson. Now, Quinton Jefferson split time between the Browns and the Bills last season, but is not far removed from the 6-sack season in 2023 with the Jets. He has a strong track record as a pass rusher and connections to both Pete Carroll and the Raiders. Having played in Vegas in 2021 with Max Crosby's endorsement and experience under Pete Carroll, Jefferson stands out as a strong candidate to help replace Christian Wilkins on the Raiders' defensive line. Now, those are three names that the Raiders could possibly pursue and bring over here to Las Vegas. Now, out of the three, would you guys mind bringing in one of those guys, or is there another defensive lineman out there that you guys wouldn't mind bringing over here to Las Vegas? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, moving on to some other bit of news, Daniel Carlson could be getting an extension with the Raiders pretty soon. Now, we know that AJ Cole recently got his contract extension a couple of weeks ago, and it only makes sense to sign the other guy in these special teams that really has been one of the more consistent and solid players on the team for the last couple of years. Now, according to The Athletic, Daniel Carlson is in line to seek a contract extension with the Las Vegas Raiders. Carlson, 30 years old, is now entering his 8th season with the team. Carlson remains to be one of the league's top efficient kickers with a 87.5% field goal percentage. If extended, it keeps Carlson and AJ Cole paired up for the foreseeable future, at least for the next 6 years. And I do believe that that would be a smart move for the team. The special teams has been the best unit that we've had, which is kind of sad because that's always seemed to be the case with the Raiders. We always have great punters, always great kickers. Everybody else is always a toss-up. But as far as Daniel Carlson and his accolades with the Raiders, does he deserve to get a contract extension? To me, I would easily say yes. Ever since joining the team in 2018, Daniel Carlson has become a franchise record holder for the most career field goals and the most points scored. He became a first-team All-Pro in 2021, also an NFL scoring leader in 2021. He's been a multiple-time AFC Special Teams Player of the Month, and he's played in every single game since becoming a full-time starter in 2018. And I cannot forget when he scored the final field goal in 2021 to get the Raiders into the playoffs and send the Chargers packing. Heck, that was one of the best moments that I've had as a Raider fan, at least enjoying a game over here in Las Vegas. And heck, I was there to experience the whole thing. And I can tell you this, Daniel Carlson was on a whole nother level that year. Now, I know these last couple of years have been kind of up and down. He's been a little bit inconsistent, but I do believe that he's still one of the more consistent pieces on the Raiders team right now. And to extend him, I think would be a good and smart move for the team moving forward. You just pair him up with AJ Cole. Those two are close. So just to keep them together, I think would be a huge move for the Raiders. But what do you guys think, Raider Nation? Do you feel like AJ Cole, do you feel like Daniel Carlson deserves a contract extension with the team? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, the last thing I want to kind of talk about is Brock Bowers, our star rookie tight end, going into his second season now. According to CBS Sports, they named the top 25 players under the age of 25. And of course, they had our star tight end, Brock Bowers, on the list, sitting at number 16. Now, looking at his 2024 season, just 22 years old, he recorded 112 receptions for 1,194 yards and 5 touchdowns, saying, talk about elevating the tight end position. Bowers justified his top 15 draft selection with an effortlessly prolific debut in Las Vegas, logging a rookie record 112 catches as the go-to pass catcher in the silver and black. Now that he's set up to haul in throws from a more proven quarterback in Geno Smith, his touchdown marks should go up. And I do believe that. I do believe that he's going to have more touchdowns. I don't know if he's going to have as many receptions, knowing how many other receivers that we do have, and Geno Smith being a quarterback that could at least get the ball to a lot of different receivers on the team. But I do see Brock Bowers at least getting 8 to 10 touchdowns this season, and he's definitely going to step up in a big way and still going to be our number one receiver on the team, which I'm really excited for, especially when you add guys like Ashton Jency, Jacoby Myers, Dante Thornton, Jack Best, Trey Tucker. The whole team, the whole offense, I think is just going to take another step into being a solid offense this season. So with that said, do you guys agree with this list? Again, Let me know down in the comments below. But with that said, that's all I have for you guys today. Yes, I know that there hasn't been a lot of news going on within the Raiders, but your boy's still been working behind the scenes. I got to interview Dante Thornton yesterday, which I'm gonna drop the clip sometime soon. I got some other events that I might show up to, like the Sack Summit with Max Crosby and all that. So of course, there's gonna be a lot of content I'm gonna be dropping on this channel. So like I said before earlier in the video, if this is the first time you guys come across the channel and you do love Raiders content, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification icon button if you haven't already. Until the next video, this is your boy Some More Raider, and your boy is out.